Now let's talk about the motherboards. Motherboards are actually the backbone of our computer, and it's a printed circuit board that just contains buses or electrical pathways, and these pathways interconnect electronic components. These components may be soldered directly to the motherboard or added using sockets, expansion slots, and ports. When you talk about motherboard components, you will have different components on different motherboards. First of all, you will have your central processing unit, which is CPU, as you can see in here. Then you will have your RAMs, random access memories. They will be connected to here, and there will be different connection requirement according to different motherboards, according to RAMs. You will have some expansion slots in here, your different NVMe SSDs will be connected here, so maybe different cards will be connected to here via PCIe or PCI slots. You will have your chipset, which is placed in here, and you will have some BIOS or UEFI chip. BIOS means basic input output system. We will talk about it also. And you will also have unified extensible firmware interface. It is in short UEFI. You will have some SATA connectors, some internal USB. So you will have a lot on your motherboards. And for each item, you will be dealing with them separately, and you will be connecting them to different components. So because of that, motherboard is actually the backbone of your computer. So we said the chipset. So what about the motherboard chipset? The motherboard chipset actually consists of the integrated circuits on the motherboard, and those circuits control how system hardware interacts with the CPU and the motherboard. Most chipsets consist of two types. The first one is the North bridge, and this North bridge, which is located in here, controls high-speed access to the RAM and the video graphic cards. You also have the South bridge, which is here, and this allows the CPU to communicate with slower speed drives, including the hard drives, like these ones, universal serial bus ports, USB ports, so keyboard, mouse, etc. And you will also have some expansion slots, such as these PCI adapter slots. So these are components of your chipset, and of course chipset is a component of your motherboard, and motherboard is just the backbone of your PC. Of course, like everything, we will also have some motherboard form factors. We also talked about some ATX on the power supply part, but we can know that the ATX Advanced Technology Extended is actually a motherboard form factor. This motherboard form factor pertains to the size and shape of the board, and you will have main motherboard form factors in terms of ATX, Advanced Technology Extended, Micro ATX. It is a little smaller than the ATX. This is also popular in desktop and small form factor computers. You will also have some Mini ITX. This is designed for small devices such as your thin clients, such as your set-top boxes, so it's shorter in length. And you will also have ITX. This is comparable form factor to Micro ATX, so it is smaller than it is actually bigger than the Mini ITX, but a little bit smaller than Micro ATX. And when you are dealing with the choice of your motherboard form factor, it actually helps you to determine how individual components attach to it, how the type of power, what kind of power supply is actually required, and what is the shape of the computer case. So when you are dealing with your motherboard, when you are choosing the correct motherboard, you have to consider all that. So what kind of expansion slots you need, what kind of chipset do you actually need, what kind of form factor do you need on your motherboard.